Okay guys, welcome back. So today we're going to take a look at the Gen 2 Sub 70 699. I think that you'd be safe to say this is their kind of core lineup, Matty. We reviewed a lot of their different clubs, their 639s, their 799s, their game improvement model, but to me it seems like their kind of flagship lineup is the 699.
It would probably be the highest volume product they do.
I would think
based
so.
on handicap ranges. Quite a forgiving iron, hollow,
a
little P790-ish, just for comparison. So this is the updated version of that, and we're going to actually review two models, Standard and Pro.
Both brand new. So 3-year cycle. It's been 3 years since the original 699 came out into the market. So not a fast turnaround by any means. So
that's good.
Get your value out of it. Get your value out of the customer's going to feel good about their purchase. Knowing that they don't cycle through these too fast. It is still the value package, guys. It's still that direct to consumer. Cut out a lot of the overhead costs that come with marketing and obviously offering margin out to dealers and stuff like that as you go and go straight to you guys with what, as we've seen in the past, is a great value package. So it's just a case of what's new.
Yeah, absolutely. So take us through, I'm holding the standard iron. Mikey's going to do that to begin with. You're going to review the pros. What are kind of the biggest updates versus the previous generation?
Well, I think the first thing that stands out when you visually just look at it, you've got the 70 medallion in the back there, which is quite uncommon really for these types of hollow bodies to actually have sort of the cavity back design.
It's usually smooth.
Yeah, so if we think of
the previous model
770, 790, PXG with they've obviously got their weight, adjustable weight in the back and things like that now. Not that common to have that in there. So that is a little bit of heel and toe weighting adding to the MOI. The 70 medallion as well has some vibration dampening benefits as well. So acoustically and some transfer vibration, that should be a little bit more pleasing to the strike.
It's fairly unique to have sort of a hollow body design plus perimeter weighting.
Yeah.
I know there's already perimeter weighting, but it's kind of like, this should be a super forgiving iron.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Still lots of offset on the standard model.
Fair enough.
Right, and Mike, you'll see that from your address position. There's quite a bit on there.
But to get the ball up in the air.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Sub 70 are very keen to let people know this is not a draw biased set of irons by any means. I think that must have been something in their sort of questions that they get from customers. Is this because of the amount of offset? Is this draw bias? They're very clear in the messaging that it's not. It's just a very forgiving set of irons.
Yeah.
Right. So second thing really that stands out with them is a loft progression this year. So last time when we tested them, they had a 45-degree pitch and wedge, a 31-degree 7-iron. So the lofts have gotten stronger. Right. So as most companies have. The 7-iron now at 30, Mikey, your wedge is at 43, so a couple of degrees, quite a bit.
It is quite a bit.
So they moved the gap wedge from 50 to 48, the pitch and wedge from 45 down to 43, so still 5-degree increments, just not as weak as before.
And so we can guess that there's some internal structure that's helping to get the ball in the air. They look very shallow, the heads.
Yes.
They look very geared towards high launch.
Without a doubt, you've nailed it, yeah. I mean, the two things that have changed is the vertical CG, guys. You hear a lot about this right now. Center gravity going lower makes the ball go higher. Okay, changes the launch profile, changes the spin profile. A higher launch, lower spin goes farther. That's exactly what they're looking for. So that's where you can kind of trade off a little bit of that loft. Equate to the same peak height, the same land angles, but get a little bit more distance, more out it.
That's what everyone's looking for. So.
It is. So there are subtle other little things between the standard and the pro, which I know you'll get into a little bit when we get into testing those, Matty. But why don't we hit some, Mikey? I want to hear your thoughts on how they feel. Visually, what do you see?
I mean, they definitely scream forgiveness. It's a big toe, and it looks like a lot of surface area to hit the ball on. But like you said earlier, I mean, we've seen a lot of this style of iron that has a lot of offset, very gooseneck style. It's not that crazy from looking down.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not putting you off.
No.
All right, so let's kind of your current 9-iron, Mike, will be around probably 41-ish.
Yeah. So
this is just a hair weaker than your 9. So I think 140 should be about your number.
Okay.
That's a nice one, Mikey boy.
Sound good, Mikey.
Lucky, right off the toe.
Okay.
Old toey. Yeah, flew onto the green.
35. Solid. tugged a wee bit.
Yeah, good flight.
Up
Yeah,
to pin high.
Didn't
That sounded pretty good, didn't
it? It did sound better, yeah.
That sounded good.
A bit better. A little behind it again.
So a wee bit chunky.
Sounded good, Mikey.
Really
better
good.
strike.
Very solid sounding iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's getting 175 in the air, no problem.
You know, Mikey's kind of clipped that, so it's not spun an awful lot at 14,900.
No, but I mean, almost if you think of this as a 6-iron, which people might.
Yeah, true.
If you think of this as a 6-iron, these are good numbers.
They're fine.
And the landing angle, 49.1.
Yeah.
I know we repeat ourselves a lot, but a lot of height, a lot of landing angle. There's really nothing to complain about.
Yeah, you're right. We repeat ourselves because those are the vital components. That if spin is going to be down, we need peak height and an angle of descent to be higher and steeper.
And so it's worked.
So it's working, you know, just nicely. That sounded good as
extremely
well.
good.
Yeah, I like that one.
Sounded mashed.
Kind of in that 175, yeah.
Again, right
Yeah.
on the button.
Good, efficient, you know, 86 miles an hour. Mikey's fresh off the Napa wine tour,
That's
so
right.
you know, I think 140 efficiency is
Pretty good.
really good after that.
So he's 111 feet, almost the same descent angle
Yeah.
again. So
That's high.
those two flew almost the same. Even as good as the first two, I would think, eh?
I think so. Maybe a little fraction low.
Pretty
Just a
good
bit low in
though.
the fade. Yeah, it did great.
Pretty good. 3 great strikes.
So a slightly lower strike, the ball speed barely moved. The spin actually went up.
Went up a tick and the launch
Yeah.
went down a tick. So that's exactly it.
They feel soft. I mean, like I said, they don't look. There's definitely more offset on this one, but again, for that type of iron that we test, that game improvement, it's not. I don't want to use. Sometimes they use the term like it feels like a bumper or something. Like it's just cheap feeling. This doesn't feel cheap
good.
whatsoever. It's pretty good.
Okay, let's see the 4. This is where I think will be interesting. These modifications to the height of the iron. So it's definitely a shallower iron.
Yes.
You know, we can reference the, you know, the 799 that we have here, and
Right.
we've got that 4 iron there, Matty. You know, it is a very shallow iron. That centre of gravity is way
Practically a
back
hybrid.
in there. Yeah, basically.
Practically a
basically,
hybrid.
That's it. That's exactly so.
Yeah, you can see how shallow that is.
Yeah, so as a modification, I think they probably found that had some really nice benefits from a launch angle perspective.
Right.
And they've added some features of that into 699, and obviously, you know, the way Mikey's hitting them there, getting full benefit.
Swing, Mikey.
Good, very good.
Wow.
Okay, a couple of hundred, it's going to fly.
Get on there and go in the hole.
Go on.
Oi!
That was a really
That's even
good
better.
sound.
That's hit.
A little
way-
pulley.
Right,
But
flush.
Good.
Right.
I mean,
No, it's good, dude. You're on the green from 210.
bit scrapey, but it'll work.
That's worked out great.
it's worked out really good.
It's so similar to perfect strikes. It's crazy.
Very, very happy. Yeah, we just need to flatten the wedge for you, Mikey. You've lovely little set.
Yeah, because the start lines were great with the 7 and the 4. The wedge kind of wanted to start a little left, so if you flattened it, what, 1.5 degrees or 2 degrees?
Would
you'd
fly
probably be
online for him.
Perfect.
Yep. Very seldom do we do these tests and are kind of like disappointed, I would say. You know,
agree.
and
They
I think
usually do quite well.
Yeah, they do well, and you know, everything in the description that Sub 70 have told us that they've you know, looked to do with it. You can see all of it in there.
Yeah,
can't you?
it's worked exactly as it in a practical setting. It's worked well.
completely.
All right.
Anything else in the striking, Mikey? Any
No,
other notes?
I'm quite shocked on the 4 iron. Generally, when you get into the longer stuff
Yeah.
in these sets, regardless of the handicap of the player, it's going to be a harder iron to hit.
Yeah.
The 4 iron felt the easiest to hit.
You hit some really good
yeah,
flights.
yeah, it was really, really good. Impressive.
Lovely in that difficult range. I mean, you're carrying 7 iron 175, you're carrying 4 iron in the 205 to 207 range, and doing it with kind of relative ease.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it looked easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's have a look at these pros.
So we're going to tag Ian in for the pros. Okay, so into the pro model Ian's got there. There's kind of 4 main changes. You're probably going to observe them as you look down at the club there. 2 millimeters more narrow with the sole.
Yep.
3 millimeters shorter heel to toe, the blade length. You've got basically 1.5 millimeters taller face.
Yeah.
So not as low, kind of like hybrid-like as the other ones, slightly taller.
Yeah.
I'm assuming to get the center of gravity slightly higher.
Reposition of the CG, yeah.
Just a bit.
Change the launch and spin profile a little bit.
And you should see less offset in the Pro.
Yeah. I can see all of that. All of that with this. One thing I've always thought with sub 70 is I always kind of looked at that leading edge and went, "Oh, you're quite sharp. You look like you're kind of close to the ground." But I mean, you kind of flip it over, and it does have a little pre-worn leading edge.
They've blunted it, yes.
Yeah. So even though it does look sharp, I can see that it's raised. So now, like, I go on. I'm not going to jam this on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, so I quite like that. I mean, those are some of the maybe the subtle things the consumer's not looking at on the or whenever they
on the
see
website.
it.
Yeah.
But those are some things that matter when we certainly hit them.
It's a nice addition.
The regular 699s, the 7-iron had a kind of a pre-worn leading edge on it as well. So even for something that game improvement, to have that kind of finish and to get ease through the turf, it's nice to have.
That is a good feature. Yeah.
I think it makes sense. No, I can see all those things. Definitely, quite short toe to heel. Definitely see the height on it. I mean, I don't. Obviously it's the Pro model in this series. But some of the other irons, like that 639, is where you're going.
Yeah.
I think if you're really into a true pros,
If you're a low handicap, this is still a higher handicap.
That's
iron.
it. There's lots of options. I mean, this isn't sub 70 saying if you are aspire to play, low single digit golf, this is what we think you should play.
No.
I don't think that is what they're saying. But of the two models, this has these features that will give you the ball flight that maybe that stronger player would look for.
Just a good, again, more fitting tools, I guess,
Yeah.
to dial somebody in.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll start with the wedge.
Okay.
Sounded really good to me.
Nice and solid, just kind of like Mikey said.
Good
just
sound.
Crispy.
Sounded really nice.
I kind of tried to flight that hair lower, actually, that
Did you?
one, Matty. Yeah, just like kind of.
It's very solid.
Yeah, curious if that flight, can flatten out a little bit. Again, talking about that stronger player.
You lowered your launch.
Yeah.
You kept your spin. Your ball speed was
nice.
good again. You flighted it about 10 feet
Yeah,
lower.
just a little bit flatter, just to make sure you can kind of strengthen that flight just a little bit. But
Good to see that it's easy to do.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Okay.
Wedge feels good.
Yeah, very nice wedge. Sounded very good.
Yeah.
They are good sounding irons.
They are, aren't they?
Both you guys hitting them, honestly, they don't sound clicky at all.
No.
Yeah, your 125 ball speed. Kept a little bit more spin on that than we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it flew at 105 feet.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Nice flight.
I would say that if that's not a carbon copy of the last one.
It's exactly the same. Sounded perfect as well. Almost the same launch and spin.
Yeah, it felt very, very similar.
You had almost the same ball speed.
Yeah.
And 3 feet higher, you just must have caught it a little bit nicer.
That was a better strike, Matthew.
Smoked it. Hang on.
Easy.
Yeah, just caught the back edge of the green. Obviously, you play a bit of a fade, but if someone plays a draw, they'll see higher ball speed, more efficiency, same launch, which is good, just a little less spin. So you got a little more juice out of that. I think that's fine. I think that shows the versatility. Like Mikey said, if you want to hit a bit of a fade, you can. And if you play a draw, there's more yardage in it for you, but it was still 110 feet high.
Plenty of
Nothing
plenty
wrong
of
with
height. I mean, it was toasty. I mean, that's my only thing. Like, it was that was what I wanted the first two to feel like.
Right.
Okay.
And there was quite a difference. I
I
think
mean, you're dealing with not much loft, so you have to be
Yeah.
aware the draw shot will be quite a bit longer than the fade.
Without a doubt. I think that's something really good for you guys to consider is what is your shot shape.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who plays the stronger kind of right to left game, maybe this isn't the way to go. Or maybe get them, if you do want to go this direction, make sure you go get a loft and lie session.
Yeah, you could get them
have them
bent just a
slightly
bit weak.
modified
Yeah.
to your specs. But it's good. The on the positive side of things, it's got as much horsepower as you need.
Totally.
Yeah, you can really get some great
really
distance out of
can.
those.
Okay.
All right, shall we see some fours?
Good strike.
Sounded great.
Yeah.
Perfect shape, just like the 7-irons.
It's coming out. It feels to me flat.
Flat.
It's
Yeah.
like
You
almost
guys see that?
220 on
Yeah.
the fly. So 219 on the fly. I mean, honestly, not horribly flat.
14 launch.
So the launch is decent. The spin,
Spins a little on the low side.
I mean, it's not that bad though. If it was 3,900, you'd probably be ecstatic. But all the other stuff we saw when Mikey was hitting is still there. Like driver efficiency
same thing,
is crazy. Peak height was 104.
104.
So
interesting. So what I guess what I'm seeing is on that side-on profile, if we go to ball there, really what I'm kind of seeing is just quite a flat spot at the top.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, so good launch, good ball speed, but the 3,500 spin is what's making it look like it's flat, but it's not. It's really, it's coming in okay.
It's going to catch the
No, it was
green.
actually better than I thought. I thought it was going to go left.
Yeah, for a little bit of a pull, it controlled itself just fine. So you flew it almost the same distance. This driver efficiency is hilarious.
It's getting tons.
So all that really happened is you lost 0.6 of a degree of launch and 200 RPMs.
I know directionally that's went a little right, but that's the best strike.
You smoked that.
Yeah.
And yeah, not far right. You still hitting the green from 215.
I mean, 146 efficiency.
I don't think we've ever seen that with an iron before.
I've never seen that with an iron.
And you look at all three together, it's a nice performing set.
Yeah.
You got, I think, lots of ball speed, easy distance out of the pitching wedge, and a nice amount of spin, no issues there. Then the 7-iron was more the same. I think you were flying at 183 average with very little trouble. And these standard deviations are actually quite low.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the 4-iron was a rocket launcher, but you still hit it. You still hit it 100 feet at 220 yards with pretty low standard deviations as well. So probably a ton of people who would be seeking these kind of numbers, whether at Mikey's speed or at your speed, which is a little bit quicker. There'd probably be a ton of golfers who would be looking for that.
Totally.
For sure. And where they might not tick everyone's box in terms of the look of them, and that's I think that's fair.
That's fair.
I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed when they try them.
But overall, I think a really good performing iron. All
like
three of us, I think, were pretty impressed with both models. So check those out. Have these been available for anyone yet? Could someone have bought them?
No.
Yet.
These are just freshly released from embargo.
If this looks like the kind of thing that you're interested in, don't hesitate to go ahead and head to their website and check them out, because we thought they were quite good.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.